a history major at Brooklyn College, and I'm also a pre-med student in the 8-year BA MD program, and I will get my medical degree from SUNY Downstate Medical College. As a member of the BA/MD program, I do volunteer work, but it's also something that I've been doing since high school. My focus in community service has been medicine, and I particularly like working in organizations that have some kind of influence in the medical field. At Brooklyn College, I volunteered with the Emergency Medical Squad. At the New York State Office of Mental Retardation and Developmental Disease, I've also worked in autism and teaching students about the work that's being done by New York State in the field of autism. The research I did at the Institute for Basic Research led to a publication in the Journal of Neuroscience, and it's on the role of proteins that regulate apoptosis, which is cell death, and how those proteins and the mechanism that those proteins are involved in may be altered in the brains of autistic patients. The Rhodes Scholarship is a prestigious award for international study at Oxford, and it pays for 2 to 3 years of postgraduate work at the University of Oxford. And about 32 Americans every year are selected to go to Oxford representing the United States.
I first met Zujaja in my modern political thought class last spring, the spring of 2010. She immediately stood out in the class for her willingness to push an argument as far as it would go, as far as it could go, and as far as it needed to go. And the combination of that kind of imagination and intelligence on the one hand, but the sort of sheer doggedness and persistence on the other hand, really stood out. You don't see that very often. Students tend to be a little bit more timid about these types of things, but she approached these texts and these arguments as somebody who was an equal. And you know, I don't often say this, but you know, here was a student who, you know, I could really see going somewhere like that.
There's a lot of misconceptions that young Islamic women can't undertake these opportunities, and my mom went out of her way to reinforce that this is something that I had every right to do, that I should pursue. I shouldn't let this opportunity pass by. I applied, you know, thinking that just because it delayed the amount of time it would take me to medical school doesn't mean that it wouldn't add to the value of my medical education. I felt that being able to study there would allow me to see the social and the historical context behind the way medicine is practiced. You can continue to, in the future, pursue what career you want, but having this kind of experience can give you a breadth of mind and change your life. Keep your mind open to any kind of opportunity or any kind of course of study that could come to you. You know, I was a pre-medical student, but I decided to do history and political science as my major and my minor, respectively. And because of that one step, all these other opportunities opened up to me, the biggest one being the Rhodes Scholarship. It's very important to seize that opportunity and not be intimidated by it and not second guess it. But if you don't take advantage of it, that opportunity may not come again, and you can't go back and capitalize on it. Rhodes Scholars need to speak to college students as they come in, to freshmen, and let them know that this opportunity exists. It's very important for the college community as a whole to encourage them, because they might not have thought of it, heard of it, or have had the courage until someone comes up to them.
At Brooklyn College, we have some incredibly smart and talented students. I hope that what everybody will share in this accomplishment of Zujaja's, it's really all of our accomplishment, and I hope that all of our undergraduates will really look into themselves and ask themselves whether or not they might not have something like that in themselves, because the odds are they probably do, and they just don't know it.
Now having the Rhodes Scholarship, I mean, I can't be thankful enough to Brooklyn College and to Professor Corey Robin for not only encouraging me to apply, but giving me the resources, the time, and the effort that, you know, really goes into applying to the Rhodes and then eventually getting it.